Hi guys, how are you? I finally got a chance to review the new Huda Beauty palette, the Nude palette. I had the palette for about 2 weeks sitting in my drawer. I didn't have time, physically didn't have time to review the palette. So finally, we're gonna be reviewing the new Huda Beauty palette, the Nude palette. I'm super excited. I haven't seen any reviews. I was trying not to watch anything, so I got like really unbiased opinion. I saw swatches of the palette here and there, but I kind of like would scroll in Instagram, so I don't see those. So this is the palette we're gonna be reviewing. I'm also trying today the concealer, the Huda Beauty concealer, and I'm not really liking how it looks. First of all, I got the wrong shade. I got the Sugar Biscuit, and I think it's a little bit too dark for my complexion. It's almost the same color as my foundation, and I like my concealer to be a little bit lighter than the foundation. And the other thing, I feel like it makes me look extra old and creates extra wrinkles, so I'm like having too many wrinkles under my eyes and I'm not really liking it. So let's take a look at the uni carton. It is plasticky. It's cute, but I guess for $85 I would expect something more expensive and more chic. This, on the other hand, looks absolutely stunning. I love how the palette looks. It is really pretty. When you open it, you get this Huda eyes and it's gorgeous. I like it. So here are all 18 shades and they are really, really pretty. 10 buttery mattes, 4 multi-reflective shadows, 2 pressed glitters, 1 pressed pearl, and 1 concealer base. So they look really, really pretty and really promising. The palette is ranging from like cool tone nude to warm tone, and honestly I cannot really wait to put my fingers in it. I'm super excited. So I know guys, you want to really see how the palette works, if it blends, if it's not. So the first thing we're gonna do is I think I'm not gonna zoom in close. I think we're pretty damn close enough. The first thing we're gonna set the primer. I'm just gonna reblend it to make sure there are no creases happening, and I'm gonna go in the shade Bare, the beige, the latest one. It has a lot of kickback, so be aware of that, and it is really pigmented actually, which is nice. I'm not complaining about that one. I'm just hoping there's gonna be not much fallout because I'm kind of really already done with my makeup. I'm gonna be doing the swatches after we're done with the look. Yeah, it's really, really pigmented, the white shadow. I guess let's do some blending. I'm gonna go in the shade Lace. This purple cool tone, very nude. Has some kickback, but nothing crazy, nothing major. It's pigmented. One thing I kind of was scared that it's not gonna be a pigmented palette. The pigment is definitely there. It is layering really strangely though. Guys, if it's gonna be a fail again, I'm seriously gonna cry because I reviewed recently so many palettes that were a fail. It is pigmented, it is cute, but there's something about the way it applies on their eye. Like, I don't know if you can see, but it definitely has some skipping and it just not really layering evenly. You know, like it just kind of deeper here, lighter there, which is kind of really strange. You really, really have to spend time blending this eyeshadow. Okay, it's still a little bit patchy and uneven, but better than it was originally. I feel like I want to go in the shade Tease, this shade, and try to focus a little bit lower in the crease to create some depth. Yeah, the shades are not really layering too well. I mean, it's blending, you're gonna get there, it's just you have to spend extra time blending, and for $85 I would prefer something that blends itself. I mean, my Anastasia Beverly Hills does way better than that. I mean, it's workable, it's doable, it's not perfect, but it's workable. The next shade I wanna go is Love Bite, the dark purple shade, and I'm gonna focus more on the outer corner, just to deepen it. Not wanna blend. You see that the pigment is definitely there on this eyeshadow palette, it's just the blendability kind of sucks. I'm gonna zoom in close and I'll show you. I don't know if you can see, if the camera picks it up, that it really shows you how uneven it is, and if I try to blend it, it is really not going anywhere at that point, which is not cool. Like Huda's Mauve Obsession, the mini palette, I have no issues blending. It is beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's buttery, it's creamy. It's truly is amazing palette, and I will highly recommend it, and has similar shades, more or less. The blendability is so much better, and it's not that it's expensive. I like the shades a lot, I just don't like how they blend. I'm gonna go in the first shade, Lace, and I just wanna try to kind of reblend everything on top. Oh, decision, the hardest decision of all. I don't think I'm gonna put any more matte on my lid. I think we're pretty much done with the shades. I mean, I didn't use a lot of shades, but I feel like we kind of get the tendency already that it's not that easy to blend. I feel like I wanna swatch some so I kind of get the idea. Yeah, for the pressed glitter, I would assume you would need some glitter glue. I don't really want to right now play with some glitter. I'm not really in the mood for playing with glitter, so what I want to do, I think I want to go in the multi-reflective eyeshadow. I'm gonna go in the Daydream, this one, and I don't know if I should try it with the finger or I should try it with the brush first. Maybe I'll try it with the brush first and I'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try first the shade with the dry brush, and then I'll go with wet if needed. It is pretty, but I feel like I'm gonna get a better payout. Yeah, I'm gonna wet my brush because I feel like I'm not getting enough. Like I want a little bit more shine. People that like MAC Fix Prep+Prime, I don't really understand why, because the spray is just, it just squirts. I mean, it's pretty. I kind of expected more from this. Like, I want a little bit more, you know? Like, I want to try with the finger and see if it's gonna give me anything better than that. Yep. With the finger, it gives you a little bit more. So this one was done with the finger and this one was done with a wet brush, and there is more color payoff in the one that I did with the finger. I'm gonna finish the lower lash and I'm gonna go in the same shades that we just applied. I'm gonna go in the shade Lace, then Tease and Love Bite. And Love Bite, I'm gonna focus mostly on the outer corner. So I'm gonna apply mascara, lashes and all that jazz, and I'll be back to give you some swatches and to give you my final opinion of the palette. So lashes, mascara on. I put some eyeliner to cover the lash band, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do the swatches right now, and then we're gonna talk about how I feel about this eyeshadow palette in general. So let's do the swatches first. So the first row we have Bare, Crave, Play, Fantasy, Love Bite, Spanked. Second row we have Lace, Daydream, Tickle, Excite, Infatuated, Kinky. And the final row we have Concealed, Secret, Tease, Raw, Charmed, and Teddy. So the palette swatched really actually good, with the exception of Love Bite. That one was a little bit patchy, but everything else actually did really well. I'm impressed, and I kind of feel like maybe I chose the bad shades to play with the palette. Yeah, there were like few standouts. I really like Crave, and it has this, and I'm obsessed with Charmed. Just gonna swatch you those two shades. They're really interesting shades. I don't have really anything similar in my collection. It's like a dual chrome. I don't even know how to describe it. This one is like pink, but is also gold at the same time, and this one is like copper but somehow pink as well. I don't know, they're really pretty. One thing I didn't notice, that this shade called Concealed actually is a cream and it's more like a concealer. I want to do some swatches with that concealer and without, so we have an understanding how different it actually performs. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna apply this concealed shade on my hand. I know it's not the same, but it's better than nothing, right? So this is the Concealed, and I'm gonna go in the shade that we currently have in our eyes, the shade Daydream. And I'm gonna first apply it not on the Concealed, but just next to it, and now I wanna go in the shade. It actually did transform the shadow quite a bit, and so basically these are the same shade Daydream, and this is on the shade Conceal, and this one just draw by itself. I don't know if you can see the difference, but I'm kind of preferring Daydream just draw by itself. Concealed shade did make Daydream a little bit smoother. It kind of also killed the metallicness. Is that the word? I don't know. The shade is not as metallic anymore. I don't know. I kind of prefer it to be just draw without the concealed shade. I think it actually pops more without the concealed shade. If anything, it just creates the smooth canvas for the shade. That's all it pretty much does in my opinion. So swatches are done. Palette is on our eyes. I think I have an opinion already formed about the palette. So first of all, it is quite expensive palette, and I guess you would want this palette to really work if you want to pay that much money. I'm gonna go ahead and say I like this palette. This is not the palette that you're gonna apply and it's gonna be magic amazing. You have to work with this palette. Yes, mattes are there, they're pigmented, they're pretty, but you would need to take your time and really blend them. They don't wanna layer really easily. If you compare Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes with the Huda, I would say mattes are way more blendable with Anastasia Beverly Hills. With this palette, you would really need to work. I think multi-reflective shades are just stunning. They're really pretty, and they are definitely better applied with your finger, actually, not with a wet brush or just brush by itself. If you apply the shadows with your finger, you will make the shadows really pop better. I'm not the biggest fan of the concealed. I really don't know what it does to the eyeshadow except that it makes them smoother, but it also kind of loses the effect of the metallic pop. I probably would not reach for this shade. I'm really into the shades. I like the nudes. I like the whole color scheme. I think the palette itself is really pretty. I like the packaging. I do think it is overpriced for the quality of the eyeshadows, but if you really wanna try it, I think I can tell you that go ahead and try it. It's not a horrible palette. You can make it work. You can make the eyeshadows look really pretty. Aside from not being wanna blend easily, I don't really have anything bad to say. I didn't have any fallout from this eyeshadow. Really nothing actually underneath, which is pretty good. I don't think the quality is as good as the small eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna bring one. I have this small Mauve Obsessions shadow palette. I think it is pretty gorgeous. It has some similar shades, not all but some, and if you were choosing between the two, I would say go with that one. I mean, it's way cheaper and it is really beautiful. I wore it so many times and I create so many looks with it. I think it's a really great palette, but this one is also a really nice palette. I really have nothing bad to say except that blendability part, it is workable. You will blend it, you will make your eyes look pretty. It's just you'll have to spend some extra time blending the shadows. With the exception of this eyeshadow, Love Bite, and probably Concealed, I really like the palette. I don't think Love Bite is really great, so probably if you want to grab this palette, maybe avoid using Love Bite because it just in some places doesn't want to blend. No matter how many times you're going to try to blend it, it's still going to be a little bit patchy. I'm really glad I don't hate it. I was purchasing so many palettes recently and a lot of them really cost you a lot of money and really don't work, so I'm really happy that I don't hate this palette. I still don't know how I feel about the concealer. It makes me a little bit wrinkly underneath my eyes and I'm not really appreciating that part, so I have to still play with the concealer a little bit more to really understand if I like it or not. This is it. I don't really have anything else to say, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on my Instagram and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.